Hello everyone, welcome to another speed build. Today we are working on a renovation of the Meek Manor in Dragon Valley. This took me about 6.5 hours to do, so the speed build is a little bit on the long side. It's actually about 50 minutes long, and so I went ahead and split this up into 2 parts. So we're going to do about the first half, approximately 25 minutes on the first part, and then we'll do another 25 minutes on the second part. So the renovation or the building part really didn't take me that long. The bulk of my builds are usually the decorating. I am a very slow decorator, but basically with this house, what I was doing with it was whenever I do a renovation, in case you haven't seen any of my other renovations, I do try to keep the original character of the house that I'm doing. So we try to stick with the same arches and windows, doors, things like that was already used. And a lot of times I'll use the same exterior wallpapers and stuff as well. And in this world, I did get to play it a little bit before I did this renovation, and even though it's not a world that comes with pets, it still seemed like a world that would have, like the horse and carriages and things like that, not so much cars. So what I had done in this house was I decided to create a barn. Now I have done a build already that for this world that also has a little bit of like a barn, nothing too big, mostly just a stable, but this one is actually going to look like a full-size barn. So there's going to be I believe there's a hay mound in it, a loft area, and one stable, and then basically like an entire, I'm not sure if it was dirt that I put in the floor or if I put stone. I can't remember right now off the top of my head what I did. But kind of like where you would put your tractors and maybe your buggy and things like that. So this one is a little bit larger than the last barn I did. Since the other one was just a stable, so of course this one's a little bit bigger. I like it. I think the barn turned out really nice. I like this barn. But basically what I'm doing here is I wanted to put like a center, like a wind vane. That's what they're called. Yes, a wind vane right there. But I ended up having to take it out. I came into some problems with the roofing. I had to change the roofing. I think it has to do with the door, the actual door. I was thinking about putting a chicken coop, and then I believe I ended up taking it out. I'm pretty sure I did. But as you can see here, the doors were not centered. So I had to go and change the barn, make it a little bit wider, which then made where my wind vane is off-centered, and it didn't look right, so I ended up just taking it out. So that ends up going. So here we're just making it a little bit wider so I could put the doors in, and as you can see, it doesn't go centered into the peak area of the roof, and since it wasn't centered, I didn't feel that looked quite right. So I guess I ended up taking it out. So right there I just took it out and trying that chicken coop again, and decided I didn't really want it. I'm not really sure. Okay, there we go. I wasn't sure on the pause what I was doing. So but as you can see in this one, I kind of got my videos a little bit out of order. Like I said, this one was done quite a bit longer ago than the last Dragon Valley build that I had posted. This one was built prior to having the icons and everything else showing at the bottom. So if it pauses, that's probably because I'm just looking for a certain color or pattern or maybe a certain object. So we're just doing the fences. That big fence that I put in, the one that you see mostly around, that is in Buy to Bug, and I believe that one is free, so that one didn't cost anything putting it in. So now we're just going to get the colors that we would like for the barn. So, like I said, that's a little bit of what the lag that you're seeing here is, just coming up with getting the patterns to load and changing the colors and things like that. So hopefully there won't be too many pauses like that. Hopefully it goes for the most part fairly smooth. So I really like that pattern that I put up there in the roof area. I think that looks so nice for a barn. I use that quite often in houses as well. So we're just adding all that. I never know what to talk about in these things. I know a lot of people just kind of talk about anything and whatever that happens to come to their mind, but most of the time I just really don't know what to talk about when I do a voiceover. We're just working on trying to figure out a window to put there. I always think it's so difficult finding windows to put up in the peak of rooms. So I do end up putting a window in those two little dormers. I can't quite remember what kind I used. Yeah, I think it was that one. Yes, they're just these itty bitty little windows. I'm pretty sure I use those. Those do stay. I think they look nice. So the stable does work. Like I said, I did play in this world and I did test this house. I actually played in this house. It's one of my more favorite ones that I have done. And it is a house that if you don't have Dragon Valley, it is on a flat lot, so you can move it into any world that you would like to play with it. So don't worry if you don't have Dragon Valley, that's fine. Just some of the objects that I use just may not be there. It'll be replaced with something else, or just will be deleted altogether. So, because I did use quite a few objects from Dragon Valley. Here what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make like I can't quite remember what I was doing. Some kind of beam, I guess, look is what I was going for. I can't remember if I keep it. At least I thought there was a loft in this barn, but maybe not. Like I said, it's been a while since I have been in this house. So maybe I don't have a loft. No, I just put the hay down there on the floor and it's all open with those beams. So but anyway, so we're just going around doing the lighting. I always struggle with the lighting in this game because it doesn't travel very well, or none at all actually, from floor to floor. So whenever I do these big open ceiling areas where it's really big and tall, there's always so many lights. You won't see those, of course, when you're in live mode, so don't worry about that. I'm just putting in some outside lights now. I really like the idea of using these that look like I merged them in the corner and it looks like they're attached to the building. I thought that looked really nice. And just adding some more lights here and there, trying to help lighten it up a little bit. I like lots of lights in my builds for at night. That way I can see what my Sims are doing. So but like I said, just adding some more lights and different layers on the freeze level and areas like that to just try to help get them to blend a little bit better. I tried my best, but you're not going to get it perfect. So now we're going to move back on to the house. That little breezeway is just a walk area that goes to the backyard. There was another house in this world I happened to see earlier when I was playing the game and seen that they did have those, so I thought I would recreate that look in this house as well, just to try to help bring it into this world a little bit more so it looked more like it was supposed to be here. So we're just doing trying to get the upstairs taken care of and figure out the roofing. I'm really bad about roofing. Sometimes it just takes me forever. But with this house, it actually ends up it has a freeze level in the center there, and I actually use that area to create like an L-shaped staircase without having to do any of the constrained floor elevation cheats or anything like that. So I thought that turned out nice. I did struggle a little bit with the roof, but I think it turned out really nice in the end. I was very happy with the way this roof turned out. So, I never know. When I start building, I don't normally have any idea of what they're going to look like. Sometimes I have a little bit of an idea of what I would like to have, but most of the time I just kind of start throwing it together and see what ends up happening. So, but like I said, the roof does turn out really nice. I do like it. So, um, here I bounce around a lot, as you can see. I work a little bit in one area and then work somewhere else, and I think it just kind of helps keep me from getting too bored with the same area. Or maybe I'll think of something, think, oh, I need to do this, and if I don't go and do it now, I'll just end up forgetting. So, just putting in the windows. I thought I'd use the same kind of windows I used in the barn. I thought that would look nice. So, just figuring out the colors and stuff for the house. Like I said, I try keeping it to look as close to the original as I could. And of course, I want the barn and the house to look like they're meant to be on the same lot together, not like, they're built completely separate with nothing the same. So they do have the same pattern up in the eaves, and I was having a little bit of problem with that roof you just seen a little bit ago. I hate it when you put in a roof and it just darkens the wall right above it. I don't understand why it does that. It never makes any sense to me. I can't remember if I fixed that little bit darkening that you see there in the top peak. I think I do. I'm not sure if I honestly I can't remember if I do or not. So right now we're just recoloring the windows. Have them all the same. I like to make sure they look all the same and match and everything. So really picky about how well they look. So not very good at decorating with all kinds of multicolors and nothing matches. I'm not very good at that. There's some people that can do that and pull that off very well, and it looks very nice, but I am just not one of those that can do that. It really bothers me if something doesn't match. So, but we're just going through doing a little bit more windows. I don't think I spend too much more time on the exterior. So I mean, we're coming into about 14-15 minutes of the video now, and so we should be getting about done with the exterior and hopefully be moving on to the outside. So, but yeah, I really don't know what to talk about right now. I just lost my train of thought. But we're just doing some more windows, which is always fun. Always fun putting windows. It seems to take me a really long time to do those sometimes. But so hopefully we get to some of the windows. I end up using a different window and then just put shutters on, which is what I'm doing there. That way they still match. I use the windows that had the little flower boxes underneath. I like those flower windows. Those are nice. So hopefully we'll be getting about done with the exterior. I didn't realize these windows took me as long as they did. So oh yes, I think I put one of those I'm not really too sure what those are, the little trims that go in the eaves. I don't think I do, because they don't have any that go with the smaller ones up there. So but there you go. As you can see, the darkness has gone away. It looks like I did get that fixed. So I can't remember if I did that on purpose or if it just kind of happened to fix itself. So just doing a little bit on the inside. I like to make it dark. It seems to help keep your visual more on where the Sims can be and not in the areas where they cannot go. I think it does help. So just finishing that up a little bit. Now we're starting to go into a little bit of the floor plan. I did have a little bit of a hard time figuring out the floor plan at first. I didn't know where I wanted to put the stairs. At the time I was not thinking of doing the L shape at the time. So Yeah, you'll see me putting them all over the place because since the upstairs is pushed back a little bit, the stairs can't be too far in the front or they won't fit. So, but here I'm starting to put them in. I like to place my stairs and then so I have an idea where they are and then put the walls in after. And I've noticed if you do that, then you won't see the outline of the stairs in the wall. That really bugs me. It seems what's the word for it? It looks to me messy if you can see the outline of the stairs. So I tend to put the walls in first and then put the stairs in after. That eliminates that. So the floor plan for the most part is figured out. There is a master bedroom and I believe it has an ensuite bathroom as well, and then 2 bedrooms on the second floor with a bathroom, and then the landing was big enough that I kind of created an office and sitting area up there. So, but now we're going back through, as you can see, recoloring those windows. I don't know why I don't just wait and recolor the windows after I know what color I want the interior part to look like. That way I'm not recoloring over and over and over. I don't know why I do that. Maybe because I feel I want to get the exterior done first and then whatever happens on the inside happens on the inside. I'm not really too sure why I do that. But the house is for the most part open from the living room to the kitchen, and then it does have a formal dining room. So that's always nice. I like adding formal dining rooms in whenever I can. I think those look so nice. So I just enjoy them. They look more, uh, what's the word? Formal, I guess you could say. They look more formal. So I do like that. I can't remember if I put a laundry room in this house or not. I'm pretty sure that the one room that you see right there, that small room at the bottom, is a bathroom. I think. It's either a bathroom or a laundry room. I can't remember. I can't remember what I put there. But I must be, sorry about this pause, I must be going through patterns. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was looking for those curved stairs from that Now and Then Manor and decided I didn't want them. So they're just too big for this house. So but just going on doing a little bit more, getting some outside stairs done. So, and I always hate putting them stairs in after you've already added stuff, because even objects that aren't even near your stairs seem to cause a problem. Stairs sometimes really get under my skin. Sometimes they just make me so mad. And then like right there, I couldn't get those to go in. There they go. I got the, and then of course, apparently I had to go ahead and move it again. I had decided whenever you put stairs on the outside, they're always nothing under them. They're completely open, and I don't know, that doesn't look very nice. But if you enclose it into a room like that, then you actually they get filled in, and I think that looks much nicer than nothing under there at all. So just trying to get those darn shutters. They were a major pain. As you could see, I struggled with those things. They were really making me mad. So as you can see, we're going to go and do it again. You create the room, as you can see right there, as if it's in the house, and then just lay your stairs down, and then that'll give you the wall on the outside of the stairs. So it takes a little bit of time to do it, but I think the finished look is well worth the extra time to create that. So just looking for a door that would work. I wanted it to be kind of like an arch door, since the front door is arched, and of course we use the Dragon Valley arches in the dining room area. So I kind of wanted them to match as close anyway. So as you can see here, we're doing the kitchen, just kind of pushing them back a little bit to get rid of the what is it? I am not doing good with words today. Backsplash, that's what it's called, yes. I don't know why my words are just not coming to me today. Just must be an off day, I guess. So just trying to figure out where I want the stove. Um, I do it. That ends up being where it is, but as you can see, it's a little bit off center. I don't notice that right away, but I do fix it. There's no way I would have been able to leave that stove uncentered. The bookshelf does stay. I Sometimes I have found that the bookshelves will still work inside of the counters like that, and sometimes they don't. If they don't, just empty out the bookshelf into your Sims inventory and then put them into a different bookshelf. As long as you put them yourself into a different bookshelf, and the Sim will always continue to put them away in whatever bookshelf it is that they took them out of. What I wanted to create here was kind of like a separate, kind of like a commercial stove and oven area. But even after I had done it, I was going to put 2 stoves in there and try to make it, more commercial-like, and it just didn't look quite right. Maybe I might try to get in a different house, see if it looks better somewhere else. But in this house, it just didn't look. This didn't look right, so I ended up taking it out. But here we're just working on the background. I ended up going with that pattern. I really like that pattern. It's probably one of my favorites. So I do use that one quite often. I don't know, I just really like it. I like that one. So, but just going through, and I think just trying to figure out my colors. Yep, changing the wall color to try to match a little bit to that tile since that's in the same area. And then you got this little, as you could say, a little kitchen nook, I guess, right there. So I thought that was cute, so I put those there. And like I said, this kitchen definitely could have used more, I think, in decorating. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling the kitchen this time when I was decorating it. Just nothing was coming to me. I wasn't thinking of anything. I didn't know what to do with it. So it's a little blah compared to other kitchens I have done in the past. Not saying that it's, extravagant. It does look nice. I do like it, but it definitely could have used more. So I think, other than maybe a little bit of wall hangings, I think that's pretty much it in the kitchen, in that little dining area. So now we're just recoloring the walls and stuff for the living room. That's going to be the little living area, and then here's the dining room. So we're just getting the walls and stuff for the dining room done, and the flooring. And then this is the master bedroom with the ensuite. If I have room, I put the master bedroom usually downstairs if there's room for it, so that's why it's downstairs. And so just getting the colors for that. Normally I don't recolor the walls unless I'm working in that room, so I'm not sure why I decided to go and recolor all the walls and floors so soon, but it's not normally what I do, so I'm not sure. But we're just, looks like I decided to go and do the master bedroom, which is a little odd for me, doing that before the living room. Maybe I just wasn't thinking of what to do. I don't know. I just merged the dressers together. As far as I know, I believe they do still work. I just did that to create a little bit of a different look with those dressers. So I'm just going through and recoloring everything. I really like that bed with the drapery and everything over it. I think that looks nice. So I use that quite often. We're using a little bit of kind of like, I think it's like a mauve color, I think is the color is actually called. It's a really dark red, but it's like kind of like the dark pink and red. I'm not really too sure how to describe it, but I do like it. I'm not a big fan of pink, but I do like the dark colors and stuff like that. That is probably, if I'm going to use pink, I usually use the darker tones. So just trying to figure out what we want to do for the wall hangings and stuff like that. I like putting pictures and then sconce beside it. It helps add a little bit of extra light. But this first part is almost finished. The download link for this house will be in part 2, so if you watched part 1, please check out part 2 so you can get the download link and you can see the finished product. But and the screenshots will also be in part 2 as well. So don't want to forget to watch part 2 so you can see that. I'll have it linked down below for you to click on to take you straight to part 2. So that will be uploaded shortly after this one gets uploaded. So thank you for watching, and I hope I see you next in the part 2. Hope to see you there. Bye.